bigger, thicker. We are here forever. We're here to take up space. Bigger, thicker, bigger, thicker. We're here forever. Hey! Hey! Welcome to my show. It's a big man's world. I am so glad you stopped by again to see me and to hear me. Please, my name is Marlin Monroe, and I am the creator of Nightfish Clothing line for big men. And I am starting the show to bring awareness to us big men, to let us know we are okay. There is nothing wrong with us. I'll be talking about a few topics. I'll give you a few tips. I'll be showing a few pieces of my great pieces of fashion. So, if you want to follow me on social media, my social media on Instagram is Nightfish Clothing, and on Facebook, also Nightfish Clothing. If you would like to email me, it is nightfishclothing@gmail.com. All the above is Nightfish Clothing. And my name again is Marlin Monroe. So welcome. Let's get started. Big gums, big gums, big gums, big gums, big gums. So for today's motivation, it is titled Growing Pangs. Growing Pangs. Growing Pangs. I want to talk a little bit about how we as big men grow up, and our issues, our pains, our fears, our doubts, our bullying, all the above. So let's get into it. Here we go. You know, like I know, and I know, like you know, growing up big is not easy. Everybody picks on you. Everybody talks about you. Everybody says something is wrong with you. Everybody says you eat too much. Everybody says you're lazy. Everybody says everything negative about you except saying that you are a nice person. You are a great friend. You are honest. You are trustworthy. You are dependable. You are funny. You are beautiful. We never hear those things as a child, growing up as teenagers with our friends in school. Children can be evil. We all know that, especially if you grew up going to school like I did, and I'm sure you did also. Children can be evil. I can tell you stories about when I was in school. I tried to be a great student. You know, I tried to hide myself or become this amazing straight A student so that no one would pay attention to the fact that I was the tallest in the class. I was the biggest in the class. I had the biggest problem in gym. I couldn't climb up the rope. I couldn't do the monkey bars well. I couldn't do a lot of things because I was too big. So I tried to excel in my classwork, and it made it even worse. I got bullied because everyone was like, oh, the fat boy is trying to be a smarty pants. And they would fight me, and they would try to beat me up. I got chased home once with a knife just because I was big and because I was trying to be smart. That was a problem with some people. And it was as if me as a big kid, I was not allowed to excel in classes. I was not allowed to be the popular person in school. I was not allowed to be the person who's up on the board whose picture is there saying the student of the week. Because you're fat. And if you're fat, there's something wrong with you. And there's an issue with you. And people have problems with that because there's a problem with you that you refuse to face and to fix. Let's talk about that. Okay, is there a problem with me? There is no problem with me. As I said before, I was born big. I have been big. People do not realize that big people are big because that's who you are. That's what you were born to be. That's how your makeup is. If I lose a little weight, I lose a little weight. But guess what? If I lose weight, I'm still going to be, to many, big because my shoulders are wide, because I'm tall, because I'm thick. You're still fat. This is what I'm trying to get across to you. Ignore the sayers. Ignore the people's opinions. I need you to look inside of you and realize that you are awesome. There is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. Child, boy, teenage boy, grown man boy, old man boy. And I'm speaking to the boy in us because we were damaged as boys. We are okay. There is nothing wrong with you. What I had to learn is to love who I was and begin to appreciate what I am, how I look, and if I want to improve it or change it or add something or take away from it, it's my choice and my opinion. I can do it if I decide to do it. I had to realize I should not change my life to please him and her and them and themist. That's not a real word, but I just wanted to use that word because it was cute. People, big men, my brothers, the real society of the world who has been here since the existence. You can look up kings, royalty. If you were big as a king, it said that you were great. If you were anything of royal court, you were weighted because it showed your royalty and your richness. When did it flip to say that big people are negative and nasty and lazy and wrong? I'm not sure. I think it was because they wanted to push out the rich and redefine something. I don't know. Don't get me started. That's my opinion coming in. But what I know is that there is nothing wrong with you. Find something that you like about yourself and exaggerate it. Dress yourself up. Go out. Do something that is not expected by the people, by you. And that's simply because how you present yourself to people is how people accept you. If you go out with your head down and your shoulders are just saying, I am depressed and I have no self-confidence, and your body language is saying the same thing, and your clothing says the same thing, I promise you that's what you're going to get. I can only speak from my experience. I saw my life make a huge turn when it came to being called fat or big when I started dressing nice and dressing like me and expressing how my insides felt outside in my actions, in my everything, how I wanted to be perceived by people. People accepted me that way. No one called me fat. I was having issues thinking that people were talking about me being fat, and no one was. I was the only one that had an issue about me being big in situations and realizing I was the one bringing the energy there. Don't do it, people. Don't do it, my brothers. Listen to me. In school, you had peer pressure, and your peer pressure from your co-ed friends and your best friends were like, oh, you're too big. You need to lose weight, and you're always suffering. If you may get it from your parents, too, they're saying you're eating too much. You shouldn't eat that ice cream. You're already big. You should realize that you will need to slim down so that people will accept you more, that people will consider you to be normal like everyone else and small. Go to the gym. And the thing is, you can do those things. You can fall into that peer pressure and start doing what everybody else is saying and realize I've lost weight. I'm shaped crazy. My head, when I lost a lot of weight at one time, my head was too big for my body. My shoulders looked a mess and my body was going in and everything was so off-tilted because my makeup is to be thick. Your makeup is to be thick. There is nothing wrong with you being big. What you need to realize and come to the knowing that if you learn how to put who you are out there and a positive energy and telling people how to treat you by your actions, by your words, by correcting them when they say something wrong and difficult to you. And what I mean by difficult is that it's difficult because they've then planted a seed inside of you that becomes an issue that I have to work on. They go home, they sleep, they eat, they do their crazy stuff, and I'm the only one suffering. I'm the only one that has taken that seed of that word that that person has said to me, and I am living on it, and I'm letting it fester, and I'm letting it grow into something that is completely horrible. That's my fault. It's our fault. But it's also a society thing. We all want to be accepted. We all want to be loved. We all want to be looked at as normal, as someone who is that maybe wants to look up to me because I feel I have something that's worth being talked about, but no one wants to talk about it because I have a flaw. Get over it. To my young big men, to my young big men, it gets better. It gets better. I promise you. In school, as I said, children can be awful. Cousins can be awful. Friends can be awful. Church can be awful. The church mother can be awful. People can be awful to you, but I promise you it gets better. How does it get better? With years come confidence. With years come understanding. With years come experience. And with experience come confidence and also comes with that understanding. Know that what you feel right now and what you feel you're going through and the defeat that you feel and the negative you feel and the ugly you feel and the hate that you feel, it's going to get better. And how can it get better quick? By deciding I refuse to let you put that seed into my mind and let it grow. Instead, I am going to kill your seed by saying to you, what you just said was negative. What you just said could have caused me to fall into a huge depression. What you just said could cause me to commit suicide. What you just said could have ended my life and changed my life completely, just so that you are aware. And I promise you, if you do things like that, the look on their faces, the mentality that person as they leave, realizing what they did do to you and what you made clear to them, how and what they have tried to do to you, will change their life and change you. It will make you stronger. What it is, it's a power struggle. It's a mind issue. People have told you so many years something is wrong with you. You start to believe it because everywhere you look on TV, every store you go into, fashion, the best movies always have these beautiful, and if it's a fat guy, he's the comical relief. He's never the romantic love. Get over it. Let them be what they need to be for each other. Understand that we need to be here for each other. Understand you, sir, are great. You, sir, can be great. You, sir, was made perfect. Do not let others hate, construct, and direct your path. Let them be ignorant, but let you find a truth that is your truth. Stay alone. Go to your room. Go to your office. Find a space where it's just you and yourself and think about what you want to do. This is an exercise I did for myself. I took a piece of paper and a pencil and I put down every negative thing that I feel about myself. And then I put down every positive thing that I feel about myself. And I took the paper and I drew lines from what one thing was to the negative, how one thing connected the other. So meaning I felt fat. But then positively, I feel like I look good. And I realized I felt fat, but I like how I look in my clothes. I'm contradicting myself. I'm allowing this negative to cancel my positive. So you start to compare the two lists and realize that the positive actually does cancel out the negative. And the issue is we're allowing the negative side of that list to run our lives. Do not let the negative side of that list run your life. Why? Because the people who have a problem with you, the people who think you are fat, the people that think that there is an issue in your mind that keeps you being fat, the people that keeps degrading you and trying to make you feel beneath them, want you to live on that negative side. What I'm asking you to do as Marlin Monroe is to start trying to live on that positive side. Day by day, just try a step at a time, an action at a time, a moment at a time. That's all it takes. Am I telling you as a perfect person? I'm not. Sometimes I have a huge confidence, if you can't tell. I have a huge confidence, but sometimes some things hit me, some people say things a certain way that rubs me and gets me to a point where I need to step back and realize what I've decided I am and how I decided I want to carry myself and ignore, because people have a right to an opinion. Everyone has a right to an opinion, but it doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean it's truth. Understand that. Everybody's going to have an opinion about you and what you are and who you are. They'll tell you need to lose weight because of health. If something is wrong with you because of your health, work on your health. Yes. And people always get so upset, like, oh, you're so big, you're going to have health issues. I'm healthy. There's nothing wrong with me. You can be big and be healthy. You can be big and be borderline. Now, let's understand that. Okay, let me calm down. Rua. Small people, skinny people can have the same disease, the same issue, the same problems that they're saying to you as a big person you have because you are big. There's a small person. There are millions of small persons everywhere around this globe that has the same issue as a small person. So understand, it's an excuse. I always have to tell doctors here in Germany where I live, I'm like, the first thing they say when I go into a doctor and say, oh, I'm having back pain, or I have a headache, or this, oh, you need to lose weight. That's what's wrong. And I'm like, so you're not going to bother to check what's going on? You're not going to bother to check my blood? You're not going to bother to rub the area that's having a problem? No, it's because you're fat. You lose weight. If you lose weight, you'll be fine. That was a great lesson to me. Don't listen. Go find somebody else who's going to listen to what I'm saying, that's going to treat me as a human being and take care of this. If this is what's coming into the office, please take care of it. Don't let this come into the office and only speak at it and tell it what's wrong with it and what it needs to do. Let this, which is my mouth and my mind, explain to you what's wrong and care for it. Help me with it. Help me understand it. Help me fix it. Because it has, most of the time, nothing to do with being fat. But what it will do is cause me to be depressed. Because now I'm like, oh my God, I've lost weight, or I lost some weight and it still ain't working. Or everybody's telling me that my issue is because I'm fat. Is that a truth? No, it's a person's opinion. Okay, I need to end that. People, my brothers, my big men, and I'm talking to big men, as I said before, because we are always left out of being encouraged, of being told that it's okay, that having millions of clothing stores that sells clothes for big men, there is no such thing. When you talk to big women, they're being encouraged. Women is okay. It's okay for them to be big. They have stores that where you can find XXX and large, beautiful clothing. I'm trying to deal with us as men. That's why I created my clothing line, because I'm wanting to make clothes for whoever you are. I always say mid-fib. That's what my clothes are. Made to fit your body. Mid-fib. I measure everything and I make it to fit your body. What's wrong with that? Why is that an issue for fashion, for stores? They want you to come in and fit what they already got. And it's typically this big. Don't let it get you down, sir. Don't let it tell you that there's something wrong with you. It's just that person's choice. They decided to only sell that size. They only decided to cater to those people. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. Ending my motivation. Find you. Find you. I'm asking you, from one big man to another, find you. And when you find him, live in him. Show him. Show him off. Throw him in people's faces. Dance with him. Take him on trips. Don't let plane seats stop you and tell you that you can't travel. Let him live. All right? That's my motivation. So, today's tip. I'm a big guy, and a lot of things on me are big. Wink, wink. Okay. I have big feet. And sometimes, well, not sometimes, a lot of times, we know as big men who have big feet, go into a store, you can't find a shoe that you like because you see something and you're like, man, that's a great shoe, but they don't have it in my size. They're not going to have it in my size. So, what happened for me is I decided to take the fashion side of my life and just start creating what I wanted. I bought a pair of boots from, will I say it? Yes, I will. From ASOS. They have, as a big man, they have a very nice section of clothing for big men. Now, as far as my pant art size are concerned, they don't carry my pant size at all. But they do have nice shoes and shirts, and the shoes go up to a very large size. So they had these boots, and I bought the boot, and I cut the back of the boot off because it fit, but it was still kind of tight, and yeah, and I was like, I want to make something inventive and new. So what I did was I cut the back of the boot, and I took a cuff that you put on a coat at the end, and I sewed it to the sides of the boot. And so I made a mule, a very nice mule. Now, of course, this is not a lot of people's style, but if you're into this style, this is a tip that I can give you is simply find a shoe and become creative with it. I'm going to post pictures after this and to show you how it looks on my foot. It looks fabulous. And it's so nice because, I mean, you know, because the high front is against the front of the foot and the foot is back, and then this is in this, there's a little part on the back. If you can see, I sewed kind of down this line, so when it's on your leg, there's a part that actually still sticks out. So it's just a very fashionable boot, and I've turned it into something very original and very nice. And I get so many compliments when I wear these boots. Of course, because look at them. They're amazing. And as I said, when it came to me, it was a regular boot that had the back on it with the zipper. And so what I did, I just cut the zipper. I cut, oh yes, I see you. I cut from the zipper all the way around the heel and cut this part off, including the zipper. And I used sandpaper to sand this down. And then, as I said, I took a cuff that you put around a coat arm or the bottom of a jacket or the collar of a jacket, and I sewed it to the inside of the boot so that it's wrapped around my ankle. And ta-da! I tell you, this boot is fire! So my tip today is find something you like that's near your size and become creative. And guess what? You'll be the only one, like me, that has this amazing boot that everyone will be like, where did you get the boot? I made it, and if you would like one, I'll make one for you maybe. Ha ha ha. Okay, so that's my tip. There you go.
Bigger. Sick'em. We are here forever. We're here to take up space. Bigger, thicker.
Bling! I just want to add a little bling to my face. So the next part of my show is the fashion side. So I'm going to show you some pieces by the Nightfish Clothing Line, which is my clothing line today. But I do want to clarify that I will sometimes show other clothing line designs for big men that I find very nice and very complimenting to the body. So as first is this piece that I have on now. I call it a hoodie. This part of my line is a pocket in the front with a leather pocket, pleather, and these ribbons that are long that come out the hood. They're pretty long and they hang at the end of the ribbon are studded stars that just hang for design. And on the hood of the shirt, There is a tattoo of flowers on the side. I can't get. Okay, all right, all right. Yeah, okay, all right, all right. There we go. Tattoo of flowers on the side. And then on the back, there's a stripe and then also another flower tattoo on the back. Can you see it? Yes. And it's about knee length. And I love it. And I get compliments on it every time I wear it. So, the next piece is a beautiful green leather. Beautiful leather. Now, it's obviously for more winter or cooler weather, but it's pure leather. And I put some black and white striped accents on them to make it a little flashy. So it's pretty, it's like about thigh length also. And there's a side with the ribbon going down to break up the green in a very beautiful way. And as you'll see, because I'll take pictures of myself in all these clothing after the show and you'll see pictures, this ribbon kind of falls on top of the arm and under the arm just as a snazzy decoration. And it's such a beautiful green. I love it. So I call this a longie. This is part of my fashion line also. It's called a longie because it's a long shirt. Like this is a hoodie. Okay, the next shirt is another longie but slash shirt. And this is very snazzy. So this is, I put a lot of work into this one. So, let's just hold it up. At the bottom, there are leather pieces that hang asymmetrical at the bottom. On the front, there is a leather patch. And one of the arms is leather. And then there's this ribbon, leather ribbon, that's what I thought. And then there's another kind of just intricate piece that kind of cuts through and hangs to dangle and draw attention. And this piece is great. I love the material of this. It's a beautiful pattern and it's so flowy and nice and cool. It's great for the summer. And again, you'll see a picture of me in this. The next piece is just a shirt that I made with the amazing material. I cannot find this material anymore, but it's such a great shirt. And okay, let's talk about design and style. This was a mistake. I had every intention to make a different type of shirt, but the mistake turned to something even greater. So it's kind of like a turtleneck, but long, and it turns into like this scarf or thing that kind of cuts down into the shirt and comes through, and it has this green and red ribbon, a tribute to Gucci, yes. Also the bees, if you see, the bumblebees, gold print around the complete shirt. Such a great shirt. And again, you'll see a picture of me in the shirt. I love it. I love it. And this is another shirt by Nightfish Clothing. That's me. So as I said, that a lot of pieces from my clothing line have titles. So you have a kimono. What I have in my clothing line, kimonos, because I have a men's clothing line. So it's a kimono. So this is one of my kimonos. It's this beautiful material that I found. It's a knit wool, practically. I hope you can see it. Yeah, so there's some leather strips going down the front. It has a kimono collar, which is just this folded, wonderful sewed-in collar all the way around that shapes the jacket itself. It has a leather pocket on the front. The sleeves and the top of the sleeve are also of the snakeskin leather. And I cut the sleeve and kind of added, at the top of the sleeve, it has cuff. At the back is the existence. So this was another mistake. I wanted leather patches across the back of the jacket. And when I put the leather on, I guess I cut it too short and the jacket was too tight. So I couldn't do this. So I was like, oh, well, let me try cutting it. And I cut them and shredded them. And I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. So it has these two sections of shingles practically, Ding, 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 ding. Again, something to just bling and catch people's attention. And that's exactly what a lot of my clothes do. And that's the purpose of my clothes, is that I want clothing that big men are typically never seen in. And even if you've seen it, it fits them. It fits that person because it was made to fit their body. Mid-fib. So yes, this is a kimono by Nightfish Clothing. And again, you'll see a picture of this on the body. My body. All right. I also make outfits, which is shirt and pant. And so this is a design and creation of mine. I wanted something neon and bright, but with great dark colors to opposite it. So this is a deep, deep maroon / purple, with an olive green and then a kind of lime green with a neon stripe, and also a neon stripe with reflective values. And it's about thigh length also. And the back is that deep maroon, and it has that neon strip with the reflective strip on the back of it. And there is a pant, one second, that goes with it. That's also multi-color block. The front has 2 pockets, very basic. On the side, it has the reflective strip. The back has the maroon. The waist is elastic because that's all I know how to make right now. But it wears well and it's no problem. And so again, you will see this outfit on body in pictures after the show.
Bigger. Sicker. We are here forever. We're here to take up space. Bigger, thicker, bigger, thicker. We're here forever. Hey! Bigger, thicker, bigger, bigger, thicker, thicker, forever. Get used to it. We take up space. Bigger. Thicker. We are here forever. We're here to take up space. Bigger, thicker, bigger, thicker. We're here forever. Hey! Bigger, thicker, bigger, bigger, thicker, thicker, forever. Get used to it. We take up space. Bigger. Thicker. We are here forever.
I hope you have seen something that's very interesting to you. I am looking to advertise as many clothing lines and styles for big men that are complementary to our bodies. I'm hoping to find some that are not part of my clothing line that actually are very complimentary. I've been looking around, searching, and buying a few pieces. And like I said, I'm going to do a few shows where I show where you can go to actual stores, online stores, or walking in a store to find clothing that actually cater to big men and have decent clothing. Not sweatpants, not black suit, not vest. Options, nice options. So, all right, I hope you enjoy my fashion section. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. All right, I'm done. Bye. So as I said before, my social media is Nightfish Clothing on Instagram and Facebook. Please join me. Like this video, share it to the big man in your life. I am trying to make us known. Because guess what? We've been here for history, and we are here forever. And if you listen to the song of my theme song of the show, that's exactly what it says. I'll let you listen to it. I'm not going to sing it. Please send me questions. Send me an email to let me know how you feel. Respond to this message. I want to hear your ideas, and if you have ideas for future shows for me or topics that you would want me to talk about or touch on, please let me know. Send it to me. DM me. Put it in the message section. Do it, please. I would love to hear from you. And again, share to those that may like what I'm talking about so that they can join in the conversation also. Please, please, please. And for those who are interested, I also have a GoFundMe page. You can just click the link. And again, if you know someone that is looking to invest or to help or to buy clothing for a TV show, for anything, and need someone to make big clothing for men, please send them my information. And if they want to help me build up my career and my business by donating, you don't have to be the person to donate, but you can if you want to. But there's somebody out there that can really help me financially, because I need help. I'm doing all this on my own. And that's okay, because it's a love, and it's for love, and it's for you. And I'm trying to do it to create something for us. Big men. Huh? Big man. Okay, I'm gonna stop. If you are interested in me making something for you, I do things through mail. So there's a process. I send you the measurement sheet, you fill out the measurement sheet, and then you tell me what you want, and we talk on the phone, we do a Skype, and etc. So be in touch if you're interested in me creating a piece for you. A night fish clothing, a night fish clothing. Okay, I'm always singing. Get used to it. So as I close, I'm reminding you, know your worth. Know your worth. Know your worth. Know your worth. We're doing big things. And why are they big? Because we are covering a lot of space. There's a lot of air that we take up. And that's okay. Because guess what? It becomes mine because I am taking it up. Know your worth. You are awesome. I know you're awesome, and I feel that I am awesome. You should too. Because why? I'm alive. I'm able to do what I'm doing. I'm able to have the gifts that God is giving me, and to produce things for people and for you, and to live a life and to have enjoyment and to love. Focus on that. Focus on that. Please focus on the positive. I love you guys. I love you, my brothers. I will see you next time. Take care. Take care. There's my theme music. There's my theme music. There's our theme music. I'm a dancer too. I'm a dancer too. I'm a dancer too. Hey. Okay. Nope. I'm gonna stop. All right.
We're here to take up space. Bigger, thicker, bigger, thicker. We're here forever. Hey! Bigger.